Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I would like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon Partners, they specialize in wealth management, retirement planning, and employee benefits. They're one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of Husky Talk. Also, we have Pete Finch and the Pete Finch Law Firm. If you have suffered any type of injury, a slip and fall, a beam fell on you at a construction site, you were bitten by a dog, or got into a car accident, the Finch firm is there for you. Pete is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut, but he has fought wars all over the state, and he will get compensation. Every cent that you are deserved will be coming to you. So if you are in a pinch, call Finch. And Bleeding Blue for Good. Bleeding Blue for Good is our NIL collective. Mike Burton and his team have done a phenomenal job raising money, and we've seen it paid off. We've gotten 8 wins this year, and we're going bowling for the first time since 2022. The transfer portal opens soon. We signed 12 freshmen today, a very good class, but we need more help. We need your support. Every dollar counts. Go to www.bleedingblueforgood.org and donate whatever you can, because like I said, every dollar counts. And finally, Dynamic Human Performance. They are our newest sponsor. Former UConn star running back Andre Dixon has a 5,000 square foot indoor facility. He trains boys and girls from middle school to high school and up. If you come home from college and need a place to train, you can go there. He has programs 3 months, 6 months, year, whatever you want, he'll work it out for you. He has gotten kids scholarships and a variety of sports from Division I down to Division III. Andre Dixon does a phenomenal job training you, preparing you, navigating you through the complex recruiting process. And he also offers a variety of classes throughout the day that you can take for whatever your interests are. And now, most importantly, to introduce the guest of honor who just recently won a state title down in Florida, which is not easy to do. And he is the head coach of the Roseville Lions, Roseville Academy, Coach Chris Moran. And he also played arena football as well.
Yes, I have.
Just like I did. Nice to have you on, Coach. Thank you for taking the time.
Steve, thank you for having me on, man. It's an honor to be on your show. I've been following you for a long time. And, man, we did win the national championship.
There it is.
We are the national champions, in the country. We're ranked number 1 in the country. Also, got Coach of the Year, for being the national champ. And so just to give you a little bit about what we've been doing, Steve, Roseville Lions, it's an academy where we help student athletes develop their games and also develop education. And we also give them the tools to understand everybody's not going to go to college. Everybody's not going to play college football. So we give them resources to develop them to say, hey, listen, you might want to go get a certification in AC or auto mechanic, things like that. So, hey, help you how to get a collective deal instead of versus an NIL deal. And so with that being said, our academy, work on very things like character and leadership development. Our kids got to take our course here at the Roseville Lions, where they have to take a character and leadership development course. And then, it's a 4 weeks course that they got to learn and talk through, and then they got to pass the test. They don't pass the test, they don't get credit for it, and they don't get a certification for it. So that's what we do here. And, we're a small private entity school. We don't get no funding from no government, from no state, no nothing. So we have to fundraise everything on our own. And so right now we just in the process of doing a fundraising so that we can get our kids rings, man. And so this is where I'm glad you have me on to the show. And if everyone is listening, please go to our website, www.rosevillionsathleticaacademy.org. And please press the donation button. You'll have the 3 little lines drop down. And if you guys can, please help us get these rings to these kids. So, Steve, back to you.
Yeah. So we will put the website in the show notes so people will be able to click on it and go directly to the site and donate, which is very important. And I commend you on doing all this without receiving a single dollar from the state. And coming up with this program is so essential for these kids because so many people use them in manners, whether it's financially or whatnot. They don't teach them skills that prepare them for life. And even college doesn't do that. College will educate you,
right?
But they're not going to teach you how to balance a checkbook. They're not going to teach you how to pay a bill.
Right.
And you're taking it a step further and you're doing it earlier and making sure that they're prepared when you send them away. You know that when you're getting a kid from Roseville, you're getting a kid who's prepared, who's been through the ringer.
And that's absolutely right, Steve. You're getting a kid is well-rounded, that understand life, that understand what they got to do. So, if their football career is over, they know they can go get a job anywhere because they're going to have the tools in the background to know how to do that. And so you're right, Steve. It's just a lot of these students, athletes out here, I wish the high school would start early. When I was a high school football coach, I would always tell my student athletes, hey, let's go try to find a job. Hey, let's go do this. Let's go work somewhere so that we're able to know what to do when you're finished playing college football. Look at us. Me and you play college football. We played arena football. Look what we're doing now. We're on a broadcast shows now. We're not playing anymore now. So,
I know.
So you got to come up with ways, things to provide for your family.
So, yeah. And what's interesting is you take all PGs, which is incredible because, I've had situations where I've called around and schools only will limit the number of PGs that they'll take, or they'll only take PGs at a certain position. You'll take 45 kids who are PGs and you help them, you mold them, and it's really paid off because not only have you had success, they have success. And they learn things from you and your staff that they never would have learned by going to a regular high school or going to a prep school or going to a JC. You're doing the work for them and you're showing them the way.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Steve. It's a tough, to manage 45 kids, but we break it down to sessions where the kids know. All right, at this time, you got class. At this time, we got weight room. At this time, you got this. So we break it down into different stages, so they know at 8:00 in the morning. I'm coming to pick them up. We're going to the gym. After 8:00, what we got to do from 8 to 9. We got work. We got schoolwork. From after schoolwork, we got practice. And then after practice, you back at home, you're eating, you're getting ready for the next day. Then the next following day, we're talking about, okay, how are we going to find a job? Or how are we going to do this? What are you interested in? What are your goals? So that way they can start preparing their mindset on what they can do after playing football. And that's the key, man. We're not talking about that as athletes and things. We're always talking about, okay, how great you can be on the football field, how great. No, we're talking about how great can you be after. Because at the end of the day, if you get hurt and you get anything, you got to have something to fall back on. And so that's the main
plan B
program,
Yeah. So what exactly is your background? Where are you from originally?
So I'm originally from Virginia, born and raised. I played at Bethel High School. Me and Allen Harrison, we played together. Played basketball, played baseball, ran track. Played against Michael Vick. played against a lot of guys back in the in my day, playing college football and also high school football. Then went off to play at University of Virginia. I was there and it got in a little trouble. Then I transferred, went to James Madison University, and then ended up breaking Charles Haley's sack record there within my second year, and then made it Defensive Player of the Year. And then I went off after there. I went off to play arena football. Played at Edmonton. Played at New York Dragons. Played with the Orlando Predators. Played with the Tampa Bay Storm. Played with Kansas City Brigades. Played with the Florida Firecats. Then played with the Norfolk Nighthawks when they was in Virginia. And then I went off and played with Edmonton Eskimos.
Right.
I tried out with different numbers of NFL teams. Just didn't make it. Due to circumstances, but at the end of the day, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I was going to be a great coach at some aspect time. And my goal is to get, at a college position so I can show people my talent, show how to recruit, and show how to get these kids on the right track. Because at the end of the day, it's a mindset thing for these guys.
Well, I think that if the coaches from IMG all end up with college jobs, I think that you will be a hot free agent this coming coaching cycle. I hope that you get an opportunity to go to the coaches convention because you have so many success stories, and you've been doing this for 15 years and you've built it up and you've done it the right way, and you work with the right kids, and your mindset isn't strictly focused on football. You sit down with them and you're not afraid to tell them, hey, if you want to go to trade school, you want to be a plumber, you want to be HVAC, you want to do something like that, there's nothing wrong with it. Where other people tell them not to. Other people say, no, don't do that. But there's a friend of mine called for an HVAC to get something fixed. There was a 2-month wait. And it's because kids aren't getting into the trades because we're all focused on college and education and this and that. And that's great. But like you said, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And learning a trade and actually, working with your hands and sweating and going out every day and busting your ass, that makes a difference. That builds character. That builds toughness. So I love that you incorporate that into your program, into what you do.
And it's just, again, man, we got to build these guys up as young men. 17, 18, 19, 20, these guys hasn't matured yet like that. They don't know where they want to go. They still want to go party. They still want to go get the girls. They still want to be out there. At the end of the day is we got to wheel them back in because they the new generation. So we're going to need somebody to work on cars. We're going to need somebody to know how to fix an AC. We're going to need the lawn service company. We're going to need the tree cut trimming. We're going to need these type of things because as we get older, we're not going to be able to do it anymore. So we got to bring this generation up on learning. We talk about business, where you want to be. We got guys on our team that know how to rap, that know how to write songs, that know how to do a lot of things. And I mean, it's just phenomenal to see their gift and their talent. And so, just to encourage them to say, hey, man, you can do it. Go ahead and do it. And so on some of their Twitters and Instagrams, it's just nice to see them, dancing and doing their songs. And, after they finish playing football with me, I mean, it's just nice to see that. They already started some of their careers already being with me, but it's just they needed a little bit of push and said it's okay for you to do that. If that's what you're happy with, go ahead and continue to do that.
So you graduated from James Madison. You go on, you play professionally for several years. Did you initially start as an assistant coach somewhere before you started your school?
So I started also when I was playing in my professional days. I was coaching at Kickertown High School. So I coached Gerard Mayo now, who's the head coach right now.
Oh my God. Wow.
And so, and then coaching different, kids, Coach Jalen Watkins, who played for the Eagles and, coached him and then coached some other guys who've been down the ranks, I always been in the community. I had the community service. I won the Community Service Player of the Year award in arena football because I was just so much out in the community. My goal is that's how we build a community. without the community, there's no growth inside of these young people's lives. And we all know that. That's how we started back in the day. Where's that at now? So again, that's just me being in the community, going out there. I ran a youth. I still have my own youth program back in Fort Myers. It's called the Power Stingrays. Built that up from the ground zero. Now they're getting a stadium. They're getting a football. We got our football field. So, and then now here, helping some other people, guiding some other people in Daytona on, what type of things they need to do with their organization to get them up stronger. So I'm a community guy, and without, it's just one of my deals, man. I was just raised like that, helping people.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Where do you think that comes from? Because you always give back. You always want to raise other people up, where most people are selfish and want everything for themselves. You want everyone to get better. You want everyone to reach their potential, regardless of what school they are, regardless what program they are. You want to do what you can to help them, which is usually unusual because people want everything for themselves. They want success for themselves. You've clearly had that, but now, and it's always been ingrained in you, you want to give back. You want everyone to succeed. Where do you think that mentality came from?
That came from, people in my life, coaches, coaches, at a young age, played youth football at 5 years old, and instilling them, watching them, helping other kids that couldn't, play, and they developed them, then, you put them in the game. Now, oh man, we don't need that starter no more. We got this kid we just developed, and he's much better and strive. And so, again, it's one of the things, me getting everybody up at the same level you are. Because once you get everybody up the same level you are, it's hard to beat a football team, and we all know that. That's in college, that's in pros, that's in life, that's at a job, So you always got to make sure the lower bottom, I say the struggling people, you pick them up. Because if you can pick them struggling people up, your business gonna flourish, your job is gonna flourish, you're gonna flourish, your team gonna flourish. Because why? You can count on that person. Now you believe in that person. Now you trust in that person. And that's what, we instilled. And our guys, what they did was they trusted in each other. They believe in each other. It didn't matter if you couldn't really block that guy. It didn't matter if you didn't really tackle. It was more of encouragement. Of course, yes, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Yes, they was getting on, hey, you suck, you sorry, you can't do this, but they built that self-esteem up. After they put them down, they're like, hey, but we need you.
That's how coaching is. That's how it is. You tear them down, you build them back up.
And so, all my coaches, throughout my life, they tear us down, but they found the way how to build us back up and build that confidence. And then that's where I got it from, from my coaches, my family, and my family today with my wife and my kids, I still tear them down, but guess what? We pick them back up. They turn me down, then they pick me back up. Come on, Dad, you can do this. Dad, you suck. Dad, you ain't doing it right. I can't believe you ain't got this, you ain't got that. But then they're like, but I know you're gonna come back and fight for it. So, it's just driven in our family, and it's just driven in me. And again, I just wish we all can get back on that same track, because at the end of the day, that's what communities did. They came together and they grew the community, and the community was able to grow as one.
So talk to me about how you started the school, how you started the program. Because I wouldn't even know where to begin if I wanted to open my own school. So there's got to be a way to do it, and a lot of red tape around it. And you're not getting funding from the state. So you have to self-fund and pay for everything. You got to find a classroom, a building, a field. How did you go about doing it, and how long did it take for you to put it all together?
So I was working with different various people who was doing the same thing that I was doing, helping them build it up. They like the way I marketed. They like the way I recruited kids and things like that. And so It didn't take me long because the hardest part is, when you go into a city, you got to make sure you got your insurance. You got to make sure you got all that straight. And so by knowing all that information, by me playing for football and stuff, you got to have that, in order to get a stadium, to rent a stadium. So
that's step one. Yep.
So that's step one. Then step two is, going out in the community, finding people who would like to donate, finding people who really like what your vision is and what you're trying to do. And
believe in what you're doing.
So they can get behind you. And then it's just, stand on Twitter up at night, 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning on Twitter, on Instagram.
You're working it. Yeah.
You got to work it. You got to know the algorithm, when the time the kids are up, when they on the video game, when they on the Twitch, when you can play the game with them. Hey, man, I'm beating you in Madden. Hey, by the way, this is Coach Chris. Hey, man, I'm at the Roseville Lion. What's up? Are you trying to play? Oh, I just beat you 12-0. So you're doing a lot of things on their level to get them to be a part. But that's what recruiting is. You're going to their house. You're going to sit. I'm the old school. I still like to go to their house, talk to the parents. Educate the parents on, what this program is. A lot of people don't know, Steve, is prep school is like for high school and things like that. Post grad football is after high school. It's now you're playing against junior colleges teams. You're playing against NIA schools. And, these kids now is getting an opportunity to develop and see where they really are when you're playing against teams. Now,
you're playing against better competition.
Kid, if you can't dominate in the National Postgrad Association, playing against the NIA schools and the JUCO, what make you think a D1 school going to pick you up? Let's be real.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So you saying you're a 5-star. Well, show me that you're a 5-star. Show me a 5-star when you got your attitude is on straight. Show me that because you got your grades on point. Show me when I tell you something, you're not going to rebuttal back to me or talk back to me. So these are things that I look for in a kid. And when I see a potential in a kid, I offer them. I say, hey, man, you like to come play here? Because I see the potential in you. It's just nobody really pushed him to that level
to get there. You recognize it. You're good at evaluating. You're good at recognizing the potential that the kids have.
Yeah, and we all know, Steve, a lot of kids playing high school football, they all out of position. Let's just be.
Well, a lot of them have teachers that are coaching them, so
they're all out of position. They need you to play there to help win the football game. We know that. Yeah. When I go approach a kid, what is your best position? What do you feel where you can excel in? If that's where you feel that you can excel in, that's where we're going to put you at. That's where we're going to grow, and that's where we want you to be. Now, when you say that's your best position, now I'm expecting 110% out of you. Okay, so don't give me 90, don't give me 70. I'm expecting 110 because you said that's your best position.
Exactly,
I can play that. So I really zone in on when I ask a kid that question. If you tell me that's your best position, I'm about to see you give me 110%.
So talk to me about the first few years of the program. You just started, you're getting things rolling, you're putting together a coaching staff, you're taking all PGs, which is basically 45 kids every year almost.
Yep.
That's a lot of work. I mean, that's recruiting, that's getting out into the community, that's even going, like you said, you have people in other states that recommend kids to you. But how did those first few years turn out for you?
Well, the first few years turned out great because you had a staff that believes in what you're doing. So me working with other people and other people coming on board and finding the right coaches that know how to relate to kids, it makes the process easy. Okay. So, the Roseville been existed for 2 years. Program. We was out in California. The reason why we was out there because we were taking care of my father-in-law, and then we ended up coming back to Dayton. So that's why we was out there, and then I ended up still helping kids. I was helping kids, even though we didn't play that season. I still moved kids. I still moved about 5 or 6 kids going to play college football. We just didn't play a season because we didn't have enough kids to play. Of course, we all know California is high expense, and then they didn't want us out there because the junior colleges didn't want post-grad football up there because
it was killing them. Yeah.
You're killing them. So, so, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't mind that. But when I came back home to Florida, I knew I was going to have a team, and I knew I was going to be able to fill my roster quick because everybody knew who I was. They knew what time it was. They knew I was going to run the program right. They knew that the kids were going to be taught. They knew the kids was going to get whatever they needed. And so that kind of been that, you know, that stretch, you know, how to build a program. And you know, you gotta have people on the same page as you. And like I said, I got people in different places, different states that recruit kids for me that will call me and say, hey, coach, I got 5 kids. All right, let me see. Out of them 5 kids, maybe 2 might sign with me, you know. And then next, you know, then the following year, hey, coach, man, I should have came that year. Yeah, I know, you know, but now I'm getting that feedback now. You know, we won the national championship. They were like, man, coach, I should have came, man. I didn't, you know, I'm like, hey, man, hey, you still got opportunity. It's just, we got to work faster now because you already sitting out here, you know.
Right. So that'll happen where if they don't get anything, they'll sit out a full year.
Yeah, some kids. Oh, yeah, a lot of kids, man. That's a lot of kids in class of 2024 have really set out, man. They set out and didn't even play this season. And now I'm getting phone calls, hey, coach, I'm ready to play. So, and I'm like, well, hold on, man. You've been sitting out for a whole year. So that means you didn't been working out. You haven't been doing any schoolwork. You haven't been doing anything. You might have been working at a job, but now you got to reframe your mindset.
Big adjustment.
Get back into the groove of getting up in the morning, working out in the morning, you know, being on a time management schedule. So a lot of these kids don't know football take up a lot of your time.
Oh, it does.
You know,
it's your life.
A lot of your time. It is your life. So I tell them, when you come to me, you got to dedicate 5 months to me of your life. 5 months. 5 months of me of your, because we're only here for a semester. You're only here for a semester.
That's it.
And after that semester,
but it pays off.
It pays off.
But it absolutely pays off. So was it difficult for you to get games with other schools early on because you're playing NIAI schools and different colleges? You're not playing traditional high schools.
No. So we're playing college football teams. So the National Postgrad Association, which is the league that we are in, which provides us this, what you see right there is called NPGAA, National Postgrad Association. When you join our league and things, they make sure that you have all your games. They make sure they make sure you all your games.
So you have to find them.
Right. And we might find some other teams that might want to play you, but we have to make sure that we got all our games are covered first before we're able to play outside of our division and stuff. So the league makes sure we got our games, and then we go find games to develop. So our league been around for 5 years. So this is nothing new to anyone. Everybody know about the National Postgrad Association. They know that this is a real true league. It is recognized by the NCAA. Everybody know who it is. And so, you know, they provide games, you know. So we got teams over the West Coast. We got some teams that was part of our league, was in where you at, you know. And so, you know, some people decide to drop out because the travel might be too far, or they didn't like the rules, you know. So we have rules in place and structure because we want to comply with the NCAA. We want to say, hey, listen, we're following all the rules what the NCAA says. We're not taking kids who 28 years old playing football. I mean, let's just be. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, that kid. Right. Everybody. Well, that's go play junior college football if they dare take.
That's what it's for. Yeah,
that's what it's for. Go ahead and take you, but we follow the guidelines of the rules. You know, age of 17 to 20. You know, when the season started after August the 1st, the kid can turn 21. And so, you know, again, we know what these college coaches are looking for. They're not looking for no grown man, 25. That man already said.
You know that. Yeah.
He already said in his mind. He's like, man, listen, man, I ain't finna babysit this guy. And I'm not. They'd rather take someone who developed. And so that's why it's so important, Steve, that these kids today in high school, we try to develop them and educate them on what is post-grad, how can it help you, how can it benefit you. And my thing is like this, Steve. I've said like this before. Why would you go, and I like I told you about it, I'm not knocking JUCO, but if I got a football team and a school right here in your backyard,
yeah,
you don't have to pay out-of-state pocket fees. You don't have to do none of that. You're playing in front of your home crowd. Why would I go all the way across on the other side and spend $30,000, $40,000 where I can do the exact same, way the fraction of the cost here in Florida? Like, it just makes sense, so, but the kids just don't know it. So again, it's our jobs, stuff like this, Steve, to educate them.
So we have a similar prep school in my area. It's about 30 minutes away. It's called Milford Academy. Same thing, all PG kids, 45 kids, go for a semester. They do a showcase at the end of the year for college coaches. And when I was coaching at Holy Cross, I would go to it, and I would see coaches from the SEC. I would see coaches from the ACC. I would see coaches from everywhere at this. This coach bought a high school that had closed down, and he turned it into Milford Academy. And he had, like, the dorms were the chemistry rooms where he put a bunch of cots where kids could sleep. And he did it like that. And he would play like Army prep, Navy prep, and he would just get some of the Ivy League school, their prep. That's how he would get his games. Do you have something similar? Is there on-campus housing, or is it commuters?
So the way I do is, Steve, is so first of all, when I get kids, I don't want any parents paying no 12-month lease. That's just, it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want them to sign no 12-month lease. You're only here for a semester. So
Correct.
what I do is I partner up with a hotel where my hotel provide them where, hey, Steve, we know the kids not going to clean up. They're not going to clean up. So guess what? The hotel going to clean up. They got a maid. They're going to clean up, right? They got Wi-Fi. So now I ain't got to worry about nobody put no name and no electricity. They got internet.
Right.
I ain't got to worry about none of that. No lights, no water. All that is inclusive.
They got everything. That's smart.
Right? So they don't have to. All they need to do is get their butt up in the morning, go downstairs. They're already getting free breakfast because we worked that out where they get free breakfast. So they get a nice, good, decent meal, hot meal in the morning. Okay. So you can get up in the morning, get up in the morning, go get your breakfast, and then get ready to prepare to get on the bus so we can get you to our workout. So that's how I is. So we have our weight room. So we have a weight room where we go and work out. It's in the community where we go in the weight room. We have our practice facility and we have our game field. So everything that we do is mobile. So our kids take classes online. So that's
the smart way to do it. Yeah.
That way I can interact with them. That way I ain't got to worry about it getting in trouble in school. Then I ain't got to worry about them touching nobody.
Right.
I'm in control.
Right.
And so
it eliminates all the problems.
Yeah, I'm eliminating everything that an athlete can get their hands into. So that's how my setup is. When you go to other people's setups, they have a lot of buildings, and so I don't have a lot of overhead costs. So that's
really good.
I try to shrink it down. That's why I'm affordable postgraduate school and program, because kids get able to afford to come to my program because I don't have all that big head cost.
That's why, because I asked you about IMG Academy, because that's the big name school.
Yeah.
And that's really a racket for what they do.
Man.
I mean, $80,000. You got to mortgage your house to go there.
Man, it's a lot. It's a lot to go to IMG, man. I mean, it's a lot because of with their campus. I mean, they got a big, huge campus, and they got all the sports facilities. They got all the Gatorade. They got. It's like a college.
Is it sponsors? Do they get money from the state as well?
They get money from a lot of different places.
Oh, they
do. Lot of different donors. And again, a lot of people that give money to them as NFL players, college coaches, college schools that send players there because they know D1 prospects, 5-star players there. So they get a lot of sponsors that helps them out, So again, I don't think everybody's paying 80,000, 75,000, 60,000. Still, it's a lot of money to go there. But they got some scholarships they're giving to some students, and I know that. But again, they was in the National Postgrad Association. They won it last year, and I was hoping that we was going to get to play them this year. But unfortunately, they decided to stop the program. And so, but at the end of the day, man, it's just what we do is we just here to provide another opportunity for students that wants to continue their career of playing football and education.
Yeah, it seems more with them. It's just about, I sent a kid to Alabama. I sent a kid to Georgia. I sent a kid to LSU. It's not as much about life skills and preparing kids for life after football. All they seem to care about is where this class, how many kids went to the SEC, how many kids went to the Big Ten. It seems that's more of their focus, where you focus on pretty much everything that encompasses a young man's life. And I have always believed that a PG year is the best thing for anyone, because no 17 or 18-year-old kid is ready to go to college. They're just not. I know for myself, it was a huge adjustment. It was a culture shock to me. I'm living in a dorm by myself. I'm responsible to go to class on my own. You're thrown into the mix of the college atmosphere from where you were just getting on a bus and going to school. Now you got to do it all on your own. And mom and dad aren't there to hold your hand and make sure that you do it. So it's a big adjustment. So that's why I think what you're doing, you're easing them into it. Now, when they get to the next level, they're ready-made. They know what to expect, and they're going to succeed. And they're a year older, more mature.
And that's the thing about it, Steve. We try to, again, you put them in an environment where they got to figure things out themselves, right?
Yes.
But as they figuring it out, you're going over there and you're asking them questions. Okay, what did work today? How did this work today? What did you set your alarm? Why you didn't set your alarm at 8:05? Practice, you're supposed to be here. So you kind of weeding out the kinks, right? You're kind of getting the kinks out of them, because we know they're going to make mistakes. And so we always let them know, all right, so you missed the bus today. So you got to the bus at 8:05, 8:06. So what will happen to you if you missed the bus at Alabama? Oh, they would have been gone, right? Oh, no, matter of fact, your scholarship would have been gone.
Yeah.
You'd have been. So we give them a small window leeway just to give them that taste, so you might not start this week.
They know how close they were.
So, it's just the little things that, that we try to instill in them and let them know, hey, you can't do this, guy. If you go to the next level, it's going to be over. It's going to be done for you. So
that's so great.
So let's try to fix these problems now so you won't lose that scholarship, because you only got number one opportunity. We tell them you got one strike with these guys, because it's all about money. It's all about money now. And the rosters are shrinking now. So you got a small window to get in. And that coach going to accept you because he knows me or you. That's why he accepted you. So,
and I think your reputation obviously carries a lot of weight and goes a long way. If you give a kid a thumbs up, and you obviously have connections at all the schools because you've sent kids to all these different schools. What is the typical schedule like for just a regular day for these kids? They get up at the hotel, they eat breakfast, they get on the bus, or do they take class in their hotel room?
So what they do is we go to, so in the morning's breakfast, get on the bus, you go to the weight room. After the weight room, you go to class, because everybody classes between 10 to 11 or 12. So they're taking their classes online, which is they're being monitored by me.
Oh, wow. So you monitor them.
So we're in the classroom setting. Then after the classroom, then after that, Then we take the kids back to the hotel. Then they rest up, and then they get ready. Then the bus come back and pick them up for practice. And then after practice, we drop them back off, and then we start our day over. And then for game day situation, we go give them food for pregame, have our meetings, get them on the bus. We're on the road. After the game, we feed them, get back on the bus, and we headed back on home so we can get ready for the next following week. So it's a time schedule. And, you know, of course, they got little windows and little pockets where they get to play, themselves, where they get to play against each other in the college football games, and in their little fortnight, they have their little tournaments and things.
You let them have fun, yeah.
So they got a little fun, and then what we do is on days we take them out and we go out in the community where they got to dress up, and then we go and say, all right, these are the shops that we want you guys to go into to try to get you a collective deal or a NIL deal. So.
Oh my God! You walk them right through that process.
Yeah, right through that process. So they'll dress up, and then we'll drive them. We'll drive them to an area, and we'll let them walk right in to a business, and I let them talk for themselves. But I'm listening, and I say, "Hey, you messed up on that deal because you should."
And you let them know, yeah,
right. So we practice that, on our Zoom call meeting. So we practice that, and so we try to tell them. Use keywords, key terms, for the business and say, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Oh, all right, this is what this kid really means. So there's things that we do, so some of our kids we had a kid from Hawaii. He got a deal from Hawaii, and he got an NIL deal from Hawaii where a lady shipped some of his muscle milk and some things for him to have from Hawaii. Which that was cool that we got one kid to do that. Then we had another kid was supposed to get some from Bass Pro Shop, but he didn't follow up. He didn't follow up what he was supposed to do, and that would have been another deal that we would have had. So we try to explain to them, if you don't follow up and do what you're supposed to do, because we're not going to hold your hand all the way through. So, hey, that's not on us. We gave you the opportunity. We provide the resources for you. You gotta make it do what it do and work.
So if someone does get an NIL deal with your group today, what does that entail? What do the kids get out of it? And what does the business or the person who works with them get out of it from them?
So what they do is, of course, if they ever get a deal through our program, we only get 5% of what they get, and then of course it goes to the kids get the rest of the the percentage of that. We just tell them to give back a little bit to our program.
Yeah,
without our program, you wouldn't have got that deal. You wouldn't know how to get to that situation. So we're not asking for a lot. We're just asking for 5%. So that's most of these agents and things they take away.
They take 20, yeah. They take 10 to 20%.
Yeah. So. Absolutely.
That's huge. Okay. So that's amazing that you were able to get kids on some deals. You prepare kids for college. Talk to me a little bit about how this season went for you. The first couple games, and then from there on, did you obviously you had a great team. You had a lot of talent. You did a great job recruiting. How do you get these kids to come together? Because it's a short amount of time. Like you said, you have them for 5 months. That's not a long time to build a team. You build a championship team in 5 months and maybe a few weeks over the summer or a month of training. That's remarkable.
Steve, I'm going to tell you what we did. And I tell people all the time, before you go on the football field, you have to really get to know the kids.
You do. Yes.
I don't care about X's and O's. You got to get to know the kids. Trigger points, where they think, how they act. It's all up here in their brain. So what we do is we have team meetings every Wednesday and Mondays before the season even gets started. So we already gelling together. We already knowing people personality. We are having conversations. What triggers you? What triggers me? We have these issues. We have these conversations.
So they become close as a group.
Yes. So we ask, yes, absolutely. And so then, once they get off, hey, who you going to roommate with? I need you to start talking to that roommate. Then when we come report to camp, we already got that out the window. There should be no beef. There should be no argument. There should be anything, because you already know the guy's trigger point. You already know what he don't like. You already know what he don't like for you to say. You know what town he's from. You know what city he's from. You know what he rep. All that is out the window. Now
you give them a choice of who they want to room with.
Absolutely, man. I tell them, hey,
That's
man,
awesome.
Who y'all want to roommate? Who y'all want to roommate? Because again, y'all got to get to know each other. Y'all got to play with each other on the football field. So it's a relationship. And again, guess what it does, Steve? It builds that trust, because now that dude said, I can count on you and you can count on me. And so with that being said, it's a mental thing. And so we do have evaluations where, we tell them that there's a sheet, and we send a link to them, and we say, okay, evaluate yourself. Tell us what happened this week. What are you all this week?
Oh, you do a self-evaluation.
A self-evaluation on what you do this week, and then we'll come back and say, all right, you know why I gave you a 4 instead of a 3? Because you missed practice, or you was late for the meeting, or you missed this. So this is why
you hold them accountable.
Yeah, you're not gonna go to a D1 program because you missed this, you missed that. So I'm not gonna vouch for you. I'm not gonna put my name out there on you.
Because your name means something, yes.
So we hold them accountable for what they do. And again, it's all about getting them to believe in their that self-confidence. And that's why we won, because again, they believed in themselves. They came together. They understood what was at stake. And we always tell them, finish what you started. So you came here for a reason. So now you started something. Now you, during the course of the game,
might as well finish it. Yeah,
it was finished. In our first 2 games, Steve, people was already playing before us, before the season, so they was already gelling. They was already gelling. Our first game, you started
late.
Yeah, we bring them in within a month of the game. So again,
okay,
to intensify them to come to work. Yeah, you got to play a mind game with these kids. You can't go practice 3-4 months and don't have a game. These kids, it gets boring. It's tired. Right. I don't want to go to practice today. I don't feel So we bring them in right at August the 1st. Hey, we got a game in 21 days.
Hit the ground running.
That's time to go to. So now their mentality is, oh, I can't come to practice and mess up. Oh, I can't do it. So
I don't have time for it. I got to go.
It's a mental thing with these guys. And so that's how we do it. Like, we're going to start our season early this year. So we got our first 2 games, August the 23rd already set up, and August the 30th. So instead of bringing them in August the 1st, now we got to bring them in July the 1st and get ready for the game for August the 23rd. Play that game. Now we're going to turn right back, play the 30th, kick our season off. Now we're rolling.
How big of a staff do you have? How many coaches do you have?
Four coaches, on our team. That's what we have.
Full-time coaches, 4 full-time.
4 part-time coaches that get a stipend.
Okay.
We have a media guy. We have a media guy that comes to all our games and video our games, make sure all the kids get the games and film and things like that. And so we make sure that the kids need treatment and everything. I go over there and take care of, make sure what they need and stuff like that, so I can do a report, whoever got hurt and stuff like that, so we can have a mind of, okay, who's going to play today or what type of position we got to change. And so we have a whole dialogue of each thing happen each week, so because we might not have that many linemen, so we got to say, hey, man, you might got to play this lineman this piece today because what you call him went down this week. And until he come back, then you go back to your position, or you might have to play both sides of the ball.
So you will put 2 coaches on offense, basically 2 coaches on defense. Is that how it works?
The way we work together. The way we work is everybody come together and coach. So
I got you. Okay.
So we put a game plan. We watch the film. We put a game plan. All right, what's the game plan for offense? What's the game plan for defense? All right,
so they coach both sides of the ball.
So that way we all on the same page, because somebody gets sick, we don't want nobody. It's no mishaps. Somebody gets sick, everybody should still be running that smooth sailing, because everybody know the game
smart
plan.
Yeah,
everybody know the game plan, so it doesn't make any sense.
There's no separation.
It's no separation where you the offensive coordinator and I don't know what you calling during the course of the game. That's crazy. Like,
Wow.
So no,
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So we make sure everybody have it, got a sheet, and we just go from there. And then we just rotate players. So we'll have people rotating. We know who. That's why we do the practice. All right, hey, who goes down? Oh, ankle injury. Who goes in if he gets hurt? Then they run in. And then we do game scenarios like that.
Right,
so that way the game is run, smooth. It's a flow.
So they're battle tested. You do all the scenarios that could happen in the game, so they know ahead of time exactly what to do.
And now you're not on the sideline. Why you ain't playing? Why he ain't in the game? You ain't got to worry about all that.
That's Bill Belichick material right there. You're doing. That's amazing that you do it that way. Yeah. So your first few games, towards the middle of the season, did you dominate all the way through? Were you just destroying people?
So what happened was the first couple games we only lost maybe by a point or a couple. We only lost maybe like 5 points, 6 points here for the first 2 games. Then after that, the light bulb clicked on because we all know, Steve.
Mo told me that. Yep.
What takes the longest to jail? That is the offense.
The offense
always take long to jail.
Defense is always out of the offense.
Yes, defense always. Offense take longer to jail because it's a trust issue thing, Quarterback got to be trust with the center. Quarterback got to be trust with the receivers if he gonna catch the ball, So that the first 2 games was more of a trust thing. Once everything started believing, they start believing themselves and trusting each other. Then it just started clicking. We just start winning. We start clicking. We start putting up points. Our points started to go up. Our points. And that, again, it just came with the trust factor. It had nothing to do with the calling of the plays. It had nothing to do. It was more of the trust factor of them getting the job done and understanding what the job and task that they had to do in front of them by watching film. So we already know who the best players are, so we know how to,
get them the ball. And And just so I know, schematically on offense, what would you say you ran?
Well, we ran 10. We ran 10 personnel, which is spread, which we call our spread.
It's spread, good.
We had 12 personnel. Again, each week it was something. Each week it might be something different.
You could go to anything.
It just depends on what the defense give us and what they changed that week. If they didn't change anything that week, and if we saw something that on film that the team that was running against them, and it worked the whole game, we might just stay in that.
Right.
So again, that's how we work the system. Now we'll have a few wrinkles here and there that they never seen before because the other team didn't show them that. But most of the time is, whatever the team gave us, we play.
You take what the defense gives you.
Right. We take what the defense gives us, and then we play within our strength. So we play with plays exactly what we can do, what we can control. Yes. So that's how we kind of played the game, and that's how we knew.
And defensively, the same thing?
Defensively, the same thing. We watch the film. We know who to stop. We know who their best players is. So all we did was play mismatch. We put our best player on their best player, and then we go from there. And if you threw a wrinkle in there, we already knew what that wrinkle was because we practice wrinkles in practice. So we'll say, hey, they put
prepared.
Yeah, they put 5 guys over this side and 5 guys on the other side. How do you line up to that? So we already prepared for stuff like that because I tell them week in and week out, teams going to do something tricky to you every time.
They get coached too.
So we got to be prepared for any little trickery plays that they're going to do. And then once they understand that, they know how to adjust to it. Oh, hey, Coach said that Tuesday that they was going to do trickery plays, so we already know what we're going to – so they already know
how to adjust.
Yeah, they know how to adjust. And, again, that comes from practicing. That's come from telling them when they come here what to expect and what we expect. The expectation.
And they're accountable.
And you're accountable. So whatever your coach told you at high school – it's going to be something totally different when you come here because we're going to give you that range of understanding. Let's figure out what you know So then let's coach you up. So that way, when you see this, you know how to line up to it and adjust to it.
So who would you say was your toughest opponent this year going on your run to win the championship?
So it's hard to say because what we did was we lost to one team twice, which was a team called Bonneville. They was down the road from us.
Right.
And that was by a touchdown. We was in the game up 14 points, and we lost a 14-point lead. Then we ended up losing against a college football team, which is called Atlantis University.
Yes.
We was up on them by 10 points, and we ended up blowing the lead and ended up losing the game. So I would say the two toughest opponent was them with this Atlantis football and the Bonneville team. Because it was just so much hype going against each other. And, and especially we was only an hour away from Bonneville, that's kind of the rivalry, that's kind of our rivalry team. And then the Atlantis University is because I played against them 2 to 3 years ago prior to coming coaching here at Roseville. So it was already like, oh, Coach Chris going to be ready. I said, yeah, I'm going to be ready this time. Because I beat him 2 years ago. And then I said, you know what? Then y'all already know. I said, guys, we're gonna be in a dog fight. So we got to come out strong. We got it. And we came out and played, and just my boys just got, just tired because they had a little bit more power and strength for, bigger than us up front. And so skill, we was on point with them. It's just they was a little bit bigger than us up front. And so, but this year, though, Steve, we're looking to, recruit some bigger guys. We're looking to recruit some running back, good, decent running back who can run the ball downhill, who can run east and west, know how to catch the ball out the backfield. These are some of the attributes that we're looking for in the skill guys. Looking for receivers that can run, stop routes, dig routes, slant routes, out routes. We look for that type of things because anybody can run a fly.
Right.
So we look for a quarterback that is not tunnel vision, that it comes back and spread the ball. We're looking for that. And then we're looking for O-linemen who can be physical up front, run blocking and pass blocking. Looking for D-linemen who can pass rush, get out to the quarterback, stay in your lane. Looking for linebackers who can make tackles, cover, play what they can play, and looking for skill guys in the back that can play man and lock down things. So Our whole roster is open. So any of you class of 2025 in Pennsylvania, New York, Jersey, Philly, wherever you guys at, and you didn't get any offers, get with Steve. Steve gonna give you my contact information.
Absolutely.
And we'll get you down here in Florida and play some Florida football and see where we can take you.
Have you had any can you bring recruits in to watch your games?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We had some recruits that came to our championship game down in Jacksonville and watched us play. And so, it's hard for some of the students to come watch unless they local, and come see us play. But our games is on, YouTube. They can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, you stream it. Okay.
Our championship game is on YouTube. And so now we will be putting our games so everybody can see our games on YouTube. So kind of during the season, I kind of hide it. I hide it because I don't want nobody watching us.
You don't want anyone game playing against you. You're smart.
So I hide it. So now everybody be able to watch us play once I open it up and share it with everybody to see us play and stuff like that. So, but man, it's honor, Steve.
So when a kid comes and this is your recruiting period, when do you technically get your commitments? Like, the kids commit to you in February, March, April, or could they start committing to you as early as December, January, February?
They can commit at any time they want to, Steve, if they're really serious about coming and playing with us. Again, when we have our meetings, so we'll start having our 1 month meeting. Okay, every Wednesday we'll start having that meeting start next week. So all the kids who already
they've sent their film in or applied or whatever.
They applied. we'll start having that Wednesday meeting. That Wednesday meeting, you jump on at 7 o'clock. We having that meeting. Hey, who all want to commit? Who all want to be a part of the program? This is what we got to offer. Boom. Once they tell me they commit, all the ones who don't want to be a part, boom, we wipe them out the system. We keep the kids that who are really interested in the program, and we just keep on going until it's time to go for showtime.
How many commits would you say that you plan to have by the end of December, do you think?
So I'm planning on to have at least 30 commits by the end of December.
Wow.
And the reason why I say that is, Steve,
people want to go there. People want to go there because of your track record.
Yeah, people want to come here. It's just, again, I tell kids all the time, are you the top 300 kid athlete in the country? If you're not, what are you waiting for? Who are you waiting for? Did you sign already?
Right.
We already missed signing date already, so you didn't sign. So what are you waiting for?
I know. It drives me nuts too.
What are you waiting for? So
I talk to kids like that too. They're like, oh, the so-and-so's recruiting me, so-and-so's recruiting me. Have they offered you? No, it's October. If they didn't offer you, they're not offering you. They're not offering you. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's October.
And Steve, it's not even the bad news. It's keeping it real with them to get them to understand.
Yeah, because they'll wait. They'll just keep waiting and think that like they're magically going to get an offer in March or February. I'm like, it doesn't work like that anymore. Everyone gets offered early. Yeah. So if you're going into your senior year and August, September rolls around and no coaches aren't blowing up your phone, because you know when a coach wants you, they blow up your phone. Yeah. They're offering you scholarships. Yep. And you're going to make a decision. Yep. If that's not happening, then clearly you are not going to get an offer. Yep. And that's when you have to start preparing to go to a prep school. Yep. And I always encourage kids to go to a prep school. I said, if I could go back, I would have gone to a prep school because it would have been the best thing for me. A school like yours would have been the best thing for me. It would have helped me to grow up fast. It would have helped me to mature. It would have gotten me better as a player, and it would have gotten me better as a person, and it would have prepared me for life. Yep. Which so many kids need. So that's why I credit what you do. What I think you do is so incredible, and the fact that you give back not only to the kids but to the community. You're navigating these kids through NIL deals, and you're also making sure that they're ready to play in college. And you're only one man, and I'm sure you have a great staff, but it all starts at the top. It all starts with the chief, and everyone follows the chief. And the fact that you're doing things the right way, and I can just hear it in your voice, your passion, your enthusiasm, your love for the game, and more importantly, your love for your kids. You love your kids, which is so important, and you don't see as much of that these days. I see coaches using kids as a tool to elevate themselves more than trying to do what's best for the kid. They want to use the kid and say, I got so-and-so into this school, so you should bring me on as a coach. They don't do what's best for the kid always. So I love that you do that. And your program is incredible. And it's even more incredible that you built it from the ground up and you've had the success that you've had. And just congratulations on this season, like putting it all together, the success that you had. So we are going to make sure to put in our show notes, we're going to put the website. These kids need their rings, and we have 1 million YouTube subscribers, and they're going to donate so we can get their rings.
Awesome.
And they're going to donate to the school because you're doing it by yourself. And, you're going out, you're fundraising, your coaches are fundraising, and you're not getting any help from the state while everyone else is, yet you are still winning. You are still getting the best players, and you're still having success. So that is going to be the plan. And I definitely will be your eyes and ears up here in New York.
Thanks,
because
Steve. I appreciate that.
We do have kids who would definitely benefit from going to a school like yours, because we don't have that in New York. I mean, we have prep schools, but we have prep schools that I would say tend to baby the kids a little bit more than really get them ready for the next level like you do. So that's why I would send them to you, because I know you're going to send them in like a piece of iron ready to go. Yeah. You're, steel and iron. That's how it is.
It's just so awesome, Steve. I appreciate you, man. Even allowed me to be on your show to talk about this, because a lot of students just don't know. They're not educated.
They're not.
What I want to tell you guys out there is, just do your homework, because there are some prep schools out there that play high school football teams. Okay. There are some prep schools out there do play college football, but you just got to make sure you're going to the right one. Ask them questions. What do they do? The difference between this group and that group. Come visit. I don't care if people come visit me. Like I tell them, come visit me. I'll show you on video live. I'll show you.
Door policy. Yeah.
I have an open door policy. Come see what I do. Come see, because at the end of the day, I know you're gonna like it when you come here. It's a great place to be in Daytona Beach. You got the beach. You got the weather. What a great place to play some football at, Steve. I mean,
and the best state for football, to be honest.
I mean, you're playing against
better than Florida.
Yeah, you're playing against some guys that you never played against. The speed, the competition. So, man, it's just an honor, man. And I'm telling you, class of 2025. Listen, we got this because we put in hard work.
Take a good look.
We put in hard work and dedication. And you got to want to put in the hard work and dedication for this. I couldn't do this all by myself, because again, without the man upstairs, the Lord and my Savior, and our staff, everybody
contributed.
Yes. Everybody contribute to that trophy. Everybody contribute to my Coach of the Year. Everybody contribute to that, because again, a lot of people have put in the time, they put in the work, and again, Steve, I appreciate you, man, and whatever you can do. If you got some kids up there who's ready to go, who has the mindset that they don't mind leaving home for 5 months, please invite them to me. Let me talk to them, and I'd love to have you come on into our team session, so you can just kind of see and guide and see what we do.
UConn is going to be playing in a bowl game down in Florida, so. Once I find out exactly where, I would love to come.
Oh, man.
Yes, awesome. I will for sure. I will for sure be your eyes and ears, because there are some talented kids, especially in the Syracuse area, who would benefit greatly from your program. And especially, high school kids in our area, Albany, that need it. And it's more of an awareness thing. They don't know that it's out there, but because we just did this show, people are going to know. There's going to be awareness, and that's what's going to make the difference. We're going to put a link to your website to apply. We're going to put a link to your website to donate. And again, anything we can do to help fill your roster with the type of kids that you need to continue winning and to have another one of those championships. I mean, you worked so hard and for so long to get that. I'm just amazed and proud that you were able to do so. And you did it in 5 months. That's what when you think about that, you put everything together within 5 months and you got that trophy.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to say besides that. 5 months.
Thanks,
5
man.
months you did it. 5 months you did it.
5 months, man. 5 months of hard work and dedication, man. And our motto is, you finish what you started, man. And again, Steve, we appreciate you, man. And continue to keep up the good work. Continue bringing people onto your show, encouraging them, enlightening them. I've been watching, and all the people who came on to Steve's show. let's show Steve some love because Steve has been doing this, man. As you can see, man, he's the best broadcast in the universe, man.
Yeah, the universe, you got it right.
It's a reason why he put that there, the best broadcast host in the universe. It's a reason why he made that saying, ladies and gentlemen. So he's sticking behind it, and it's one of the top-notch broadcasts I've been on since I've been alive, Steve. And again, thank you, man, for letting me have you on your show, man.
So Coach Chris Morant, and congratulations again on being the champion. We are the champions. And the website, www.rosevilleathleticacademy.org. Okay, they're the Roseville Lions, Daytona Beach, Florida. Who doesn't want to go there? And there's also www.rosevilleathleticacademy.org. And then the website is givebutter.com, which we'll put up on the show notes. So there will all be up there. The website to fill out the questionnaire, the website to donate, and the website is absolutely incredible. They did it first class. You'll see the pictures. You'll see the kids that they have. You'll see that the kids, where they've gone on to college. It's amazing. So we will do all that. And it was a pleasure having you on, Coach. Again, I have to thank Procyon Partners, specialize in wealth management, employee benefits, and retirement planning, and are one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of Husky Talk. Pete Finch, if you've been in any type of personal injury accident, if you've been in a car accident, if you're ever in a pinch, call Finch. And Dynamic Human Performance. Andre Dixon, former running back at UConn, trains kids from middle school to high school, boys and girls of any sport. He will get you to reach your potential so you can get a scholarship, or you can go down and play for Coach Morant, and he'll get you a scholarship. But Andre Dixon has a 5,000 square foot indoor facility. He does all types of training. He offers classes throughout the day, 3-month, 6-month, year-long programs. If you come home from college for a month and need a place to train, his place is for you. Dynamic Human Performance. And then www.bleedingblueforgood.org. Mike Burton has done an amazing job raising money for UConn's collective. We won 8 games. We're going bowling. We need more. And every dollar counts. So please go and give whatever you can so we can continue to build on our success. And I am Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at life.